Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Sally.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing fine. I don't know why I'm talking like I just met you. I just seen you in bingo.
Oh, no. Hi, Miss Valerie, Miss Betty.
Hi, how are you?
How's everybody? And Miss Queen Nandi, please unmute yourself.
I'm glad it finally let me in. It just kept spinning,
Yeah,
spinning,
because we
spinning.
were running overtime in bingo. That's why. That's what took me
Oh,
to
okay.
get in here. All right. We're this is our what day? The day is Thursday, and we do health secrets for seniors. And I usually pick a topic, something I think that might be noteworthy to us as seniors, topics that maybe we don't like to talk about out in public or that we talk about all the time. So today, our topic is going to be incontinence.
Oh,
And that's a big
Uh-oh.
incontinence among seniors. Okay. So we know that it's something that people don't really like to talk about or embarrassed. But it's okay to talk about it. I'm a firm believer in talking about everything. I was one of those parents when my daughter was a little girl. I called every body part by the right name. I didn't go with the coochie and the pocketbook and the wee wee and
exactly.
all that stuff. A vagina is a vagina. A penis is
Yeah,
a penis.
my
I've
mother did the
always
same thing.
been that way. So
Hmm.
I feel like that I should be able to talk to you adults about whatever topic, and hopefully some of this information will be something that you will be able to use. Okay. So we can have incontinence issues that can range from like just light leakage that might mean you might need to wear a little simple liner in your underwear, or to an extreme condition that's marked by a total loss of your urinary control. Okay. Million, it's so many people suffer from urinary incontinence each year, and the senior population, us, is most directly hit. But sometimes people try to ignore the issue because they're embarrassed. They don't want to talk about it. And I guess because having had to work in health and fitness at Darnell, there have been times when I had to have, well, probably uncomfortable conversations for the person who may have had that issue, and maybe they didn't want to recognize that this was going on with them. And I had to have some conversations with people. And if any of them are listening, I hope I never hurt their feelings, but there are certain rules, particularly when you're in like a facility. Darnell, Benson, Bowden all had swimming pools, and because of the health department rules, you can't be in the water if you have any type of incontinence. I said if you had a drip, a drop, a droop, whatever, you couldn't get in the pool because of the health department issues. So we want to make sure that we don't feel like that. We want to be comfortable talking about our bodies. We're all grown, good and grown. So everybody, you can unmute yourself if you want to chime in on a comment when I'm saying something, or you have something to add. Feel free to do that. So everybody, you can go and unmute yourself. All right. All right. The top 5 causes of incontinence. Okay. Let's see. Anybody think they know what some of the causes of incontinence are?
Oh, them
Well,
too.
well, what I was going to say is when I had the problem, my doctor told me that women have children,
Yes.
and depending upon how many children you have, it weakens the
That is
pelvic
true.
muscles, and you are, and after so long, you're unable to hold your um your urine
That is
and your
true.
bowels after you get to a certain age because they weaken anyway as you get older.
That is correct. If you've had any type of surgery, the relaxation of your pelvic muscles.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what happens with progresses with age, that our pelvic muscles tend to relax. They lose the elasticity that's there. And it changes with age. The aging of the bladder affects the bladder's ability to store urine and can create an increase in an overactive bladder system, because the bladder is made out of this elastic type of tissue. And as we age, it loses its elasticity. Therefore, it affects how much urine that you're able to hold. Other times, infections, you can get infections or inflammation of the urethra or bladder. That can cause you problems. Nervous system disorders like MS, stroke, Parkinson's disease. Those type of diseases can affect the nervous system, which in turn affects the nerves that control the bladder. Menopause, reduced muscle control. Women produce less estrogen, which is a hormone that helps keep the lining of the bladders and the urethra healthy. So if you are female, we're all going to go through menopause. There's no way around that. So that too can cause you to have a problem with your bladder. Okay. Did you know that there were 4 types of incontinence? I didn't know that, but when I went to the research department, I found out that there were 4 types of incontinence. And number one is stress incontinence. And I think this affects a lot, because I know this affected me. It happens when urine leaks during exercise, coughing, sneezing, laughing, lifting heavy objects, or other body movements that put pressure on the bladder. So I know I recognized that one day. I didn't even realize that one day I went to laugh and I felt it. I said, what in the world? So it happens, you know. It's not like maybe a gush, but that little drip drop, you know, that you might feel because your muscles are not holding, because you laughing, coughing, and sneezing, okay? That's called stress incontinence. The second type of incontinence is called urge incontinence. This happens when people can't hold their urine long enough to get to the toilet in time. They're healthy people can have an urge and incontinence, but it's usually found in people who have other health conditions like diabetes, stroke, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, MS, cancer in the uterus, bladder or prostate, inflamed bladder wall. All those things can cause you to have urge incontinence, okay? Also, if you've had a C-section or hysterectomy or surgery involving the lower intestine, or your rectum, that too can cause you to have that urge incontinence, okay? Or if you've had pronounce that word for Miss Chris, prostatitis. Did I say that right? Or if you've had your prostate removed, that can also cause you to have that urge incontinence. The third type of incontinence is overflow incontinence. And that happens when a person cannot completely empty their bladder. And this is often caused by the bladder muscles weakening as a result of nerve damage from diabetes or some other type of disease, some of the things we just got through mentioning. And then the last type is functional incontinence. And this happens in many older people, us included, who have normal bladder control, but you just have a hard time getting to the toilet in time because of maybe arthritis or other disorders that makes moving quickly difficult. So those are the 4 types of incontinence. So all of us, we may see ourselves in one of those. I know I see myself in that. And I just feel like, you know, it might be just a blip. You know, when I think of all the things that could be wrong in life, that little thing right there for me, that's just a blip. I just put my liner on and keep it moving. You know, don't let something like this that you can take care of cause you not to celebrate your life as fully as you possibly can. Okay? All right. You can do some things to help with your incontinence. And one of those things, we're talking about lifestyle changes to help you control your incontinence. Okay? Number one, what do you think the number one thing is that you can do to help help control your incontinence?
Go more often.
That's true. Go more often. That is very true. Go more often. But the number one thing is to eliminate coffee and alcohol. If you are drinking too many fluids a day, you might need to cut back on the amount of fluid that you're drinking per day. Okay? Pay attention to your what? Diet. Pay attention to your diet. Among the foods and drink that can worsen incontinence, of course, are alcoholic beverages, caffeine-containing foods and drinks, spicy food, high-acid foods, such as citrus fruits and juices, carbonated drinks, those type of things. You might need to cut down or eliminate them out of your diet. If you notice symptoms of urinary incontinence after having any of these foods, you might want to cut back or eliminate, and also check with your what? Check with your physician. Check with your physician. You want to monitor your fluid intake. Keep your daily water intake to a quart may help. But before you start trying to cut back on your fluids, check with what? Check with your doctor to make sure that that's not going to cause you to have some other type of problem by cutting down on the amount of fluids. You don't want to get dehydrated by cutting down too much fluid. Okay? All right. Drink more what?
Water.
Water.
No,
Water.
no.
What?
Cranberry juice.
Oh, yes, a
Berry juice.
lifesaver.
That has been known to improve bladder
Lifesaver.
functions. So drink cranberry juice. Drink more cranberry juice. There are several procedures that they can do if you have incontinence, but of course, all of those you have to go where and get what? Checked by the doctor.
Yeah.
Checked by your doctor. There's medication.
Buffy,
Yes, ma'am.
can I say something?
Sure.
The Morehouse School of Medicine have what they call a nerve stimulator, which they had to put in me because I couldn't even feel that I had to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
So they put an electronic nerve stimulator in my hip,
Okay.
and my problem disappeared because because then I knew when I had to go.
Okay.
So that's one of the procedures, and it didn't take long, and it wasn't
Good.
painful,
Good.
and it helped me so much.
Great. A doctor can prescribe medicines to help you with your incontinence. Some drugs can help you to prevent unwanted bladder contractions. Some relax the muscles, helping the bladder to empty more fully during urination. Only thing, all those, when you take something medical, drug of some sort, there always may be some side effects. And a lot of the side effects from taking some from that is dry mouth, eye problem, or extra urine buildup. So you want to make sure that you look at that. And like Miss Sally was just talking about, they have something called a pessary. Am I pronouncing that right, Miss Christine?
A pessary.
Pessary.
Mhm.
A doctor may suggest a small throwaway patch. It's like a small tampon, like a urethral plug, or a vaginal insert called a pessary. Say it again. Pessary.
Pessary.
Pessary for women if you got just stress incontinence. That's one thing. And what Miss Sal was just talking about, an implant. Doctors can inject an implant to the area around the urethra, and this helps to close the urethra, and that will reduce the stress, help you reduce stress incontinence. And then, of course, there's surgery, but hopefully you won't have to go to that point, because the surgery is usually caused when the position of the bladder is not right, or there's a blockage due to particularly men, like an enlarged prostate. Then they might need to do surgery. Okay. All right. Now,
Buffy, can I say something else?
Yes, yes, please do.
Before they did that in the nerve test, they started me off with doing Kegel exercises.
Table exercises.
Yes.
Exercises to strengthen your bladder muscles.
Yes.
Okay.
Miss
So,
Buffy, it's Kegel. She
Yeah,
said
Kegel.
Kegel, not table.
yeah,
I didn't
Kegel.
say, oh, you talking Kegel with the K.
Yes. Yeah, with a K.
Queen Nanda, I didn't know who you were. I know who you are now.
Hey,
Love it.
Hey, Destiny.
Some of the things these are symptoms that you might want to look at, so that if you're showing any of these symptoms, then you might need to take a stroll by the phone and call your doctor and make an appointment. Okay, the inability to hold urine, or you're leaking urine after once you let that stream go. The need to urinate 8 times or more during the day. That's a lot, 8 times or more a day.
Oh,
Waking up to urinate many times at night. I don't think they're talking about once or twice. I think they're talking again like you're waking up every 15, 20, 30 minutes. It's enough that it's disrupting your sleep patterns. If you get a sudden and urgent need to urinate, okay? Pain or burning before, during, or after urinating. Cloudy or bloody urine. Passing only small amounts of urine after a strong urge, after you get that strong urge to urinate, and then when you sit down, you got just a little weak stream coming out.
yeah, men have that.
Yeah. Trouble starting or having a weak stream while urinating. That's a lot of men. Trouble emptying your bladder. Okay. Those are some of the signs of things that you want to watch out for, because those are the signs of having that you've got a probable incontinence issue. So if anybody, you know, if you're experiencing any of these things, don't feel like you can't talk about it. I believe in talking about everything. I feel like the more you talk about subjects, the more likely you'll get some good information that will help. Some other things that can affect your bladder health is constipation. So you can get stool buildup if you're constipated and you got stool buildup. That's going to put more pressure on the bladder and keep it from expanding the way that it should to hold your urine. Okay? So we want to make sure that you're, and what can we do with the constipation? We need to what? Eat right. See, all of this, God made us so wonderfully that everything is tied together. You know, eating right, you eat right, then you won't have constipation. You won't have the pressure on the bladder. I mean, it's all tied up together one way or another. Diabetes, so we want to stay on top of our sugar. I just got a call from my doctor today. They want to do some more blood work on me. How about that? My sugar was up. I was like, Lord Jesus, please. Being overweight. If you're overweight, you're going to have a higher risk for leaking urine, okay? If you're not getting any physical activity, low physical activity, that's a no-no, because physical activity can help prevent bladder problems as well as constipation by moving around. Just sitting around like that, that's not going to help. So you want to keep, I tell people, Darnell, all the time, use it till you lose it. Keep going as long as you possibly can.
So Buffett,
yes, ma'am.
So what you're saying is, so even though it's gotten weak, you can strengthen it again through exercise or these Kegel exercises. Because I was under the impression when you started this whole thing that it's gotten weak and then, you know, that's it.
No, I think that you can, from what the research department says, these things can be taken care of, but you have to go to your doctor to find out what's the cause. Is it just that the bladder muscles have stretched because we're older, or do you have diabetes and this is causing it, or are you just, I mean, it's so many different variations on it. You have to go to your doctor so you can find out what you can do and what's the best treatment course for you as a person. Also, after sex, you need to urinate. Don't want y'all, everybody got quiet looking at me crazy. After you have sex, you need to urinate. Don't try to, you know, if you shame because you was a new partner, you don't want to get up and go to the bathroom. You need to urinate after having sex.
Why?
Okay.
You're not going to answer that.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
I said, why? Why does it say why?
Because once you urinate after having sex, that helps wash out any bacteria that might be up there because you just had sex with somebody.
Oh, okay.
Okay, with your partner. Especially if somebody, if you're in a new relationship, you know what I'd say? Tell them, go to the doctor before you get some of this cooking. Okay, all right. Now, if you have been sexually assaulted, raped or something of that nature, that also can cause you problems to your urinary area, and you must go to the doctor and get that checked out. Got to. Any type of nerve damage to your muscles or nerves that control the bladder, any damage to that can cause you probably to have some type of incontinence, but you must go and want to go to the doctor so that you can get checked out, and don't be embarrassed about it. You know, if you have incontinence, it's nothing to be ashamed of, in my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but in my opinion, it's just another phase of life. And we can make it or we can break it. So we move forward, and don't be embarrassed to talk about anything that goes with our body. God made us the way he did. And so sometimes our stuff gets a little shaky, but we can keep it going. So you want to make sure that you go to the bathroom more often, because as you get older, the elastic tissue becomes less stretchy, where when the bladder gets like that, then of course you can't hold as much urine as you held when you were 20. You know, go out and drink beer all night and then never go to the bathroom, come home and then go to the bathroom, that kind of thing. No need to do that. Make sure you empty. I always tell the students, just like I tell the kids when we go on field trip, everybody empty your bladder before we get on this bus. So that's our topic for today on incontinence. Anybody got some questions, some feedback, something?
Do they know why particularly cranberry juice helps instead of like orange juice or apple juice?
I don't know. It must be something in the cranberry juice, because in the research department, that's the only thing that they said drink more cranberry juice, and studies show it has been known to improve bladder function. I guess that's one of those things like chicken soup.
Yeah.
You know, everybody says drink chicken soup. It'll help you with a cold. But
I think with the cranberry juice, I think it has something to do with the pH levels of the cranberry juice.
Maybe because is it less acidic, Miss Christine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm not sure whether it's less acidic or less alkaline, but it has something to do with that pH level in the cranberry juice.
And that one also resonated with me because my mother used to drink cranberry juice a lot. I didn't put it's like putting two and two together. Oh, because she drank a lot of cranberry juice.
Yeah, my mother is a dialysis patient. That is one of the only juices that she can have is cranberry juice. Not a whole lot, but that's the only juice that they recommend for her to, to have. All the rest of those acid, like I was saying, those things that got a lot of acid in it, those are the drinks and things that we need to stay away from. Okay. All right.
Buffy.
Yes.
When I was younger, the elders used to tell us if we started having trouble urinating from, say, a kidney infection, it was usually a kidney infection, they always had us to drink cranberry juice.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
then when I asked the doctor about it, he said, don't do that. So I don't know if that was just to make extra money or not. But that was with kidney infections. All I know is, like
Miss Christine said, the research department suggested drinking cranberry juice. And based on what Miss Christine added to that, I could see where that would be effective. Urinary tract infection, elderly people are more susceptible to UTs because of their age, and their immune system becomes sometimes suppressed
urinary tract infection.
And certain age-related conditions. So, and urinary tract infection affect women more often than men. At least 1 in 3 women. At least 1 in 3 women, elderly women, will have a urinary tract infection. So, drink your cranberry juice.
Okay.
Drink your water. Go to the doctor if you're having these problems that we've talked about, the different symptoms, waking up in the middle of the night 3 or 4, 5 times a night, having to use the bathroom. Go to your doctor and get checked. Don't just let it lie there and fester. That's all I had for today on incontinence. You know, I'll be pulling out these. So wait till I start talking about sex. Y'all gonna really be quiet then. Good. That's coming up too.
What is sex?
What is sex? I'm gonna have a whole hour class on sex and the senior.
Oh, wait.
Yes, ma'am.
That cranberry juice, don't be fooled. I hadn't had a urinary tract infection in 15 years, just 20 years. That if you just chew some cranberries or drink that juice, better get the real the dried one. You will it will get rid of it before your doctor appointment. I think on Sunday appointment was appointment was Wednesday. Started chewing cranberries. I keep them here frozen now because I was well before I got to the doctor. Those cranberries are, don't be fooled by those doctors. They work.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh.
They definitely work.
Let
I
me
keep
Okay.
some dried ones here.
touch on that.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, it works.
Next week, I want to remind everybody, next Thursday, on the 15th, we were doing our Surviving and Thriving, our breast cancer event. Please wear pink. We're going to have fun. We're going to do some games. We're going to have some testimony. We don't talk about treatment because everybody already know radiation and a chemotherapy cocktail of some sort. You know, it's going to be something of that nature. But what we want to concentrate on is you can survive it and you can thrive afterwards. We go up the rough side of the mountain and come down on the other side. And so we will be talking testimonies. We will be doing some games. And we're trying to have a performance. I don't know. I got to see how that's going to work out. We're still working on the kinks on that, the Zoom thing. Please come
It's at
tune in.
10:30, Buffy, 10:30 to 11:30.
Next, and then Chef Destiny, right after we do the breast cancer event, Chef Destiny will be doing some cooking demonstration, cooking in pink. I know that she said there was a couple things that are going to be pink that she's going to be cooking. So please tune in for that. And don't forget our fall masquerade festival and pumpkin decorating contest. That's on October the 30th from 10 to 11:30. Now, if you got the new schedule, all that information is on there, right, Ms. Bartman?
It goes out on the next schedule that's going out.
Okay.
So it'll come out between today and Sunday.
Okay. Get your pumpkin. You can buy a pumpkin at Dollar Tree for $1. You can use a real pumpkin or a live, fake pumpkin. Decorate it. It has to be decorated and ready for judging by 10 o'clock on October the 30th. You can decorate it any way you want. We want you to wear a costume. It does not have to be something scary. Think Mardi Gras type thing, fun. You know, and we're gonna have costume judging. We're gonna do the pumpkin decorating judging. We're gonna play some games. We're gonna be line dancing. We're gonna be thriller. We're gonna be doing all of that.
Look at Miss Peggy's face.
Make sure you are here. I'm gonna have my costume on. So
we're even decorating pumpkins too. What's good for y'all is good for us. We just want to have some fun.
We're gonna have some fun, and that will be on October 30th, and that starts at 10:30. And Chef Destiny will be doing some
10, Buffy. It's 10 to 11:30.
I'm sorry, 10 to 11:30. And Chef Destiny will be behind me doing some other fall festival cooking treats. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'll see y'all. Oh, we're closed Monday. There are no classes Monday. That's Columbus Day. So there will be no classes on Monday. We'll pick up with everybody tomorrow, Friday, and then on Tuesday. Okay?
Okay.
Love
Okay.
you.
Love you too.
Bye, Chrissy. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Mr. Girl.
All right, bye. Bye.